How's it going, Ruckus and the Menace Sports fam? The content monster decided to eat me alive. And this is now episode 3 of the March to October. So, what did the content monster decide to eat? Decided to eat this major run of us breaking the ice, a player lock of Lars Nootbaar, and really us fighting back and getting to this very point where we now sit at 50-19. We're 10 games ahead and kind of been on a little bit of a roll as we've just found momentum left and right. We're in a 5-4 game. We're down by a run. And now we go and take on the Milwaukee Brewers in their City Connects. And we sit at a pretty good perch. But we head into the top of the 7th. Nobody out. And Pedro Paez is now in the batter's box. A fastball inside. Pumps and caning. We're warming up at the pen. And a swing and a miss on a high fastball that probably would have been a strike anyway. But we have a 9-game hitting streak for Paez. And we are going to be making that 10. A 10-game hitting streak for the Cardinal first baseman, as Mitchell was not able to get there in time. A base hit. And the tying run is now on base. Nolan Gorman digging into the box. And there's a high fly ball that is fouled, breaking away. Count 0-1 to the Cardinals second baseman. And a foul ball going straight back. The count 0-2. Hudson way ahead. And there is a nice little wraparound, but it is caught by the second baseman as it nearly blooped over. And Alec Burleson, the DH, is digging into the batter's box. And that is a hanging sweeper. But unfortunately, the timing was not quite right. And there are 2 down. But the hook is on the way. Is likely they are going to be switching to a right-handed pitcher to take on the right-handed Nolan Arenado. And that is exactly what they do, as Joel Payamps now enters the game to take on Nolan Arenado. Arenado hitting .352 on the year. What? It is a line drive. Oh, the shoestring grab. The Brewers are in the 7th inning stretch now with a 5-4 lead. Garrett Mitchell digs in, and Zach Thompson having a decent game, but the count is 1-0. And Arenado with a nice play defensively to stop the speedster. 1 down. Eric Haas. Forkball just off the bottom of the plate for strike 1. But that is a rip by Haas down the left field line, and that is likely going to be an easy 2 bags. Standing up with a double. Blake Perkins digs in, and that is strike 1. Strike 2 on the foul ball, breezing past Arenado. And another ball pulled foul. And then the sword. A swing that just was tucked too far inside for strike 3. And now Andrew Monasterio. The count 0-1 to Monasterio. And Monasterio firing away. Play at the plate. That throw is in time. No, sir. Brendan Donovan throwing this ball on a frozen rope. This one is a dot on the crow hop. Boom! Right on the money. And that will end the 7th inning. A huge play to get the momentum back. And Ivan Herrera digs into the batter's box. Herrera, the catcher, that just made that defensive play. A foul ball. And the count is 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider, and now Piumps is way ahead, 0-2 to Herrera. And that is an oppo shot that just short hops the right fielder, a base hit. And Herrera is on base again. Michael Ciani, who's 3 for 3 on the day. And that is a high fly ball. Not quite splitting the gap enough for out number 1. The cutoff man is missed, but the second baseman is able to just slide in front of that for out number 1. And Mason Wynn, who's 0 for 3 on the day, but has been hitting very consistently throughout the year. Oh, let's make that 1 for 4. Base hit. The Cardinals are going station to station. And it is 2 on with 1 out for Victor Scott II. And that is a foul ball on the sinker breaking away that Scott just got a little bit too far in front of. And the count is 0-1. A sinker there that he just got over the top of again. Count 0-2. Oh, and Scott was not really wanting to swing at that. High fastball there. But the left-handed pitcher is now taking on Brendan Donovan. Donovan 0 for 2 on the day. But that is not going to matter. Play at the plate, but this game is tied on the RBI single from Brendan Donovan. Pedro Pages. Can he get on base to put the Cardinals ahead? Pages hitting 300 on the year so far. And that cutter misses high. The count even at 1. And that's through. Through. No! Not there! The run! The go-ahead run does not count. And in the middle of the 8th, this game still remains tied. William Contreras now digs in.
Nope, ball 1.
And Contreras getting the MVP chance. And Nolan Gorman just is going to slide right over to where that baseball is and make the first out. Bryce Terang takes a 12-6 for a strike.
No ball, 2 strikes.
And the fastball there, the slider, Mason Wynn just is going to glide right over for the second out. Sal Frelick. High fly ball, Victor Scott right there making the grab, and the side is retired in order. After the side was retired in short order, 8 complete. The Cardinals now have a chance to take the lead heading into the top of the ninth. Joseph Ortiz is now playing third base, and Nolan Gorman is entering the batter's box. Ryan Helsley is now preparing to warm up in the pen.
Ball 1, no
Caning missing on the curveball, well wide. And the count is 1-0. Gorman hits it right to Ortiz, the new third baseman,
Out.
who gets it across the diamond for out number 1. Alec Burleson digs into the batter's box. The Cardinals have left 10. That's a ground ball that ricochets off the
Got him.
mound in an odd angle that rolled right straight toward the second baseman. And that's out number 2. Nolan Arenado. And that is a high towering fly ball on the sinker, going way back, but it is at the track. The Cardinals not able to do anything with that. And now Christian Yelich is in the game. A foul ball.
That's a ball.
Zach Thompson throws a
1-1.
12-6 to Yelich for a
Yep,
ball.
that ball went out.
The slider missing away for a ball. The 2-2 to Yelich. The fourth ball is fouled away. The high fastball missing. Full count. Another high fastball. Scott on his horse makes the grab in the gap, robbing Yelich of potential extra bases. Rhys Hoskins. Rhys Hoskins
Ball.
is now in. And the 1-1 to Hoskins is a foul ball on the curve. Or on the slider. And getting way too far out in front on that fork ball. Strike 3. Garrett
that's
Mitchell
kick out.
digging in.
Hey.
Swing and a miss on the slider for the count to be even at 1.
That's ball 2.
A fastball that just misses high. Couple of sinking pitches. Make the count. Still has the count even at 2. Mason Wynn not able to get there. Garrett Mitchell gets on base with 2 away. Eric Haas.
Hey.
And that throw is online, but the dirt ball does nothing. The count is 0-2. Foul ball. The hanging slider is fouled away. And he swings and misses the fastball in the outside corner, and we got bonus baseball on the way for you. And coming in is the closer for the Brewers. The slam the door animations are in as Trevor McGill enters, and Nolan Arenado is starting out at second base. But we are going to keep Nolan Arenado there as the defense will prove to be too valuable. And there's the ball. That's going to drop. A base hit,
Right there on the tag.
but Arenado got greedy. What we were not expecting out of that. Michael Ciani.
That's outside.
That is a fastball that sailed way too far outside. And that is ball one.
Ball two.
A two-seamer sitting up way too high.
Balls, no strike.
And the count is 2-0. There's a hanging fastball right through. And that throw from right field is on line. And now it is Mason Wynn. Can the shortstop put a shot that'll get the Cardinals ahead? A foul ball.
That's a ball.
Another four-seam fastball missing high. The count now 1-1. The 1-1. It's a high ball. Right field. Not deep enough. That throw is on line. Just a little bit off, but not enough to make a huge wave. And Victor Scott digs in.
Ball.
And that is a fastball that is just way too far down. Ball one. Scott 0 for 4 with a walk. And that's a high ball, but he's too far out in front. The count is 1-1. Knuckle curve. He gets a little too far on top. And also out in front. Foul ball. The 1-2. He's behind that fastball, but it was a battle pitch. 1-2.
Ball.
Fastball way outside. The count is even at 2. The 2-2 to Scott.
3-2.
Way too far outside and up. And the count is now full. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. And the bases now are loaded. Brendan Donovan. And that is a high, ripped line drive. But over the shoulder, the grab is made. And now the Brewers have an opportunity at it. And this is a blooper into a trouble spot. But he's... Oh no! The play was perfect, but not doubled up. And the foul ball. The count 0-1. And into the game will now come JoJo Romero.
He's out.
And there is 2 away as Monasterio hits a ground ball to Gorman. Joseph Ortiz. Foul ball off the catcher. Strike 1. Foul ball straight back. Now 0-2, and that's frozen off the outside. Didn't quite have that there. Strike 3. And Aaron Ashby now enters the game. Pedro Pages digging in. And he just got a little too far around on the check swing. Count 0-1. And that sinker is in the dirt. Foul ball. And the count is 0-2. The 0-2. Foul ball. Circle changeup that Paez just was not able to push.
1 ball.
And that sinker is in the dirt again. Paez at 1-2.
That's out.
Sinker drifting too far away. The count even at 2. Tie game at 5.
3 balls,
Count
2
now
strikes.
full. A full count. The payoff pitch to Paez is there. That's a high fly ball. Deep right field. But it is going to be just enough to advance the runner to third. We're still tied at 5. 90 feet away is the go-ahead run. And Nolan Gorman is in the batter's box. And that is a deflected ricochet. The RBI ground out is there in play. Ryan Helsley and Matthew Liberator are warming up in the pen. And Burleson in the box. And that is a nice shot, but it is caught. And we are in the middle of the 11th inning. And Helsley is coming in. And strike 1 to Bryce Terang. And there is a high blooping foul ball. Shoestring caught by Brendan Donovan for out number 1. Sal Frelick.
Counts 1-0.
A ball blocked by Herrera. The count 1-0. A high fastball is fouled away. And the count is even at 1. Another ball fouled away. And Wynn gets it out there. 2 away. The Brewers are down to their final out. And it is none other than Yelly. Christian Yelich. And there's a high fly ball. Ciani calls off Donovan, and the Cardinals will take the extra inning victory in 11, tying this series at 1. And a huge momentum booster. I'm finding ways to make up for the content monster. And we're going to prepare to enter the All-Star break with a huge burst. And a trade offer. Bryce Elder, who's currently with the Stripers. But what does this do for our rotation? I mean, it may put Miles Mikolas in a little bit of a bind, but I think we may be okay. River Ryan. And Ryan Nelson. Ryan Nelson would have us trade away a couple of key players. I mean, we would then get rid of Palante and J.J. Weatherholt, who is one of our top prospects. I mean, we would get rid of Arenado. I don't think we get rid of Arenado yet because I think the deal could be sweeter, a little closer to the deadline. Cooper Sherpy, I think we potentially could have him get called up at some point soon. And Victor Scott is actually valuable, so I don't think we make a deal yet. And then I don't know why we are looking to fast track now, because I think we can get something better along the way. And now we get to pin another loss on a division rival. However, we are in a bit of a jam. Bases loaded. And we're down 1-0. But it's bases loaded, 2 out. The Reds scored a run in the third. And have us in a trouble spot. But we are way up in the division. Up 11.5 on the Cubs. 19 on the Brewers. And 19 also on the Reds. As we sit at 56-21. Digging in is Matt McClain facing Kyle Lay. Fastball, foul, off. Count 0-1. Arenado gets it across the bag, and we are in the 7th inning stretch. No extra damage done. No harm, no foul. We head into the 7th inning stretch with a 1-run deficit. Nick Lodolo has pitched a 2-hitter so far. And Lodolo's still on the mound with Brendan Donovan in the batter's box. Lodolo throwing a fastball high for ball 1. Lodolo.
That's a ball.
Four-seam fastball just tailed away, pulled. And the count's now 2-0. Uh-oh. We know what we're doing here. The count 3-0. Lodolo throwing now. And that is ball 4. Donovan will take first. And Wilson Contreras now digs in. Ball 5. Contreras 0 for 2 on the day, but currently has a hitting streak of 9 games long. Can we make it 10? That's a shot. He put a strike up and something that was actually hittable. The count is 1-1. Oh, that circle change. We did not want anything to do with that, but the count is 1-2. Oh, that's smoked. Oh, man. And we're just going to stay there. A stand-up double, a sliding double. Ripped down the left field line. And Wilson Contreras now has a 10-game hitting streak. Beautifully placed. And now Nolan Gorman. This could spell trouble for Lodolo if it's a base hit. And a fastball misses high for ball 1. Gorman 0 for 2 on the day. But the Cardinals are starting to surge. There's nobody out. And the tying run crosses the plate on the RBI groundout. To first, that was unassisted. And now Nolan Arenado is in the batter's box. And there is a high fly ball. Oh no, he got a little bit too far in front. A foul ball. 346 with runners in scoring position. Hitting 359 on the year, and that is a nice big shot into the gap. Splitting the outfielders, and that will be a double, an RBI go-ahead double for Nolan Arenado. Ivan Herrera digging in. There's a shot. High fly ball. Deep center field. Runner tagging. De La Cruz does not get the cutoff throw in time. As Arenado is now 90 feet closer. Thomas Sagesi playing shortstop today. And that is a high fly ball. Pushing along. Oh wait, that one's gone into the second deck. 421 feet. Get up, baby, get up. Oh yeah, it's a home run. As the Cardinals pick up 2 more, and it is a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th. And this shot just got all the way up into Big Mac land, or at least that's what it used to be called. And Tito is now saying to Lodolo, son, you done for the day. And Brent Suter is now the pitcher coming in, with Jordan Walker hitting the batter's box. And that is a foul ball for Walker. Walker being the designated hitter today. And that is a shot. A base hit. The Cardinals are now rallying again. They're getting hits. They're putting balls in play. Victor Scott II. And this ball. McLean had to glide over a little bit to get there, but he made the play. With 7 complete, the Cardinals now are in a 4-1 lead. The Cardinals now, following this series, will have a 4-game set with their arch rival Cubs, and then they will go to the Jake, or at least what was formerly known as the Jake, Progressive Field now, to take on the Cleveland Guardians. Kyle Leahy is set to face Ellie De La Cruz, and that is a foul ball. And the count remains 0-1.
Nope, that's a
Circle change, drifting just a little bit too far outside. The count is even at 1. And De La Cruz gets a little bit too far in front of that sweeper. And the count is 1-2. 1-2 to De La Cruz. Can I help you? Nope. Just looking. Strikeout looking for Leahy. And it's his first one of the game. 1 out. Jamer Candelario caught window shopping on a fastball for strike 1. This time he wants to swing at a slider, and the count is 0-2. And the swing and a miss on the 4-seam fastball, and that will be 2 down. Tyler Stevenson.
No, that's
Slider missing the front door. Count 1-0. Fastball. The tried and true always finds its way, and the count is 1-1. The circle change is there, and the count is ahead for Leahy. 1-2, and swing and a miss. Leahy strikes out the side of the top of the 8th, and the Cardinals enter the bottom half of the frame with a 4-1 lead. Lars Nootbaar digs in. Can the Cardinals add some insurance into the bottom of the 8th? And there is Newt with a high fly ball, but the center fielder is there just short of the track for out number 1. Brendan Donovan, who was walked earlier in the game and had a run score. And that count is now 0-1 as he tried to foul a high fastball that had no place of being swung. The 0-1. And he tried to get a circle change up, and he just got way too far out in front. And the count. And there are 2 down. Wilson Contreras bumped his hit streak up to 10 with a double, but the high fly ball to center field will now put the Cardinals into the top of the 9th inning. T.J. Friedel digging in, and now Ryan Fernandez is going to take the place of Ryan Helsley today in the top of the ninth, as the Cardinals decide to give their closer the night off, despite having him being fully ready to go. The 0-2.
Nope, that's inside.
The 1-2 is fouled off. And the 1-2 slider is fouled away. The 1-2 slider is cut on and missed by Friedel. Strike 3 as it caught to the black. Spencer Steer. The 4-seam fastball cuts a little too much, and the 1-0 fastball is fouled away. The front door cutter gets there. And the east-west works to perfection as a high fly ball to center field is there. Victor Scott makes the grab, and there are 2 down. The Reds are down to their final out. Stuart Fairchild fouls off the high fastball, and then the backdoor slider gets there. And then the front door cutter hits the black. And the side is retired. Fernandez gets his second save. And the Cardinals continue to roll. Catching fire once again. The Cardinals have been on nothing short of a major momentum tear. And the Guardians now are in their City Connects. Another statement win against the top club. The Cardinals projected to push themselves up to over 100 wins here soon. They're 60-22. Bottom of the 8th. Nobody out. The Cardinals have a 2-1 lead. And the 2 runs scored were from Arenado and Nootbaar. And Stephen Kwan digs into the batter's box. And Kwan will foul off the fastball. Kwan will foul off a slider. The count is 0-2. And a ground ball to Mason Wynn. Wynn, oh my goodness. That throw was coming in hot. And that is out number 1. Lane Thomas, the center fielder. And a strike. Swing and a miss on the slider. And that is strike 2. Oh, and Wynn. Oh my goodness. That throw is on the money. It's like as if it just shoots out from his hand like a cannon. And there are 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. And a couple of foul balls from Jose Ramirez. And the cutter down low will strike him out. The side retired in order. And the Cardinals will look to pick up a little bit of insurance in the top of the 9th. Although they lead after 8 complete, 2-1. Ivan Herrera digs in, and Ryan Helsley is preparing to be scheduled to pitch. Cade Smith throws the sweeper low. Trevor Steffen and Sam Hentges are warming up in the Guardian pen. And there is a shot from Ivan Herrera down the right field line. This is going to be good for extra bases. He is safe, sliding into second with the double. Jordan Walker steps in. And that is high, deep. Get up, baby. That ball is gone. Oh, yeah. Jordan Walker with his 8th dinger of the season. And the Cardinals now have a 4-1 lead. And this ball is nothing short of a beauty. A no-doubter. And now the Guardians are having to go to the pen as Cade Smith is coming off. Now pitching, Sam Hentges. And Mason Wynn is the hitter entering the batter's box. And that is a foul ball. The count 0-1 to the Cardinals shortstop. And that is a 12-6 that even though Wynn checked, was there no matter even if he did or didn't. But that, on the 12-6, the very next time around, that is a base hit. And Wynn is on base with nobody out. Lars Nootbaar, 16 homers on the year so far. And that is a ball that's going to get through. But it is a fielder's choice, even as the slow roller ricocheted off of off of the mound toward the second baseman. One down in the top of the ninth. Brendan Donovan. And this one now goes 4-6-3, grounding into the double play. But Jordan Walker was the major difference in this one, picking up a 2-run shot as the Guardians move up into 4-1 for the lead. And Ryan Helsley is coming into the game. John Kensey Noel digs in as the first batter for Helsley to face. After fouling off a fastball, he takes a curveball inside for a ball. Fouls off another four-seam fastball, and the count is 1-2. Slide the breaking ball. Nowhere to be found on that. And it's 2-2, and John Kensey Noel strikes out on the four-seam fastball. The designated hitter, David Fry, takes a slider low for strike one. The high cheese is a high, towering fly ball to center field. Walker pushing and gets there for the second out. Carlos Santana digs in. And that is a 102-mile-an-hour missile for strike one.
That ball's foul.
And Carlos Santana will foul off the 12-6 that kind of stood a little more to the 12 than the 6. This one gets down, but he fouls it away still. The slider just doesn't make it. Uh-oh, chopper. Helsley is right there to Contreras, and the Cardinals will pick up another victory. Helsley has now made save number 22, and Steven Matz gets his 10th win on the season. Jordan Walker 2 for 3 with a home run in this one to get the put the Guardians on the ropes. And success has been nothing short of expectation as we now cross into the month of July. On that note, we will end this episode here. Until the next one for you all, hugs and hand pounds as we cross into the All-Star break and eventually work our way to the trade deadline while staying hot.